The other half of my party line. Just ignore her. She'll go away.
At the peak of his career in Pillow Talk, Rock was suave and sophisticated, confident. He also had a great time making the picture, as he reveals in a rare, candid interview about his career.
Wasn't work at all. It was a day's worth of fun. Doris and I, boy, what a idiot. We became terrific friends. She's wonderful.
Am I going to see you tonight?
Oh, I'd love to, Rex, but I already have a date tonight.
Of course, you ain't the kind of gal who'd break a date.
No, I'm not.
And I ain't the kind of guy who'd ask you to.
I know you're not.
I'll pick you up a date.
I'll be ready.
Pillow Talk was Universal's first big blockbuster, and Rock Hudson and Doris Day became the romantic comedy team of the 60s, following in the footsteps of Tracy and Hepburn, Gable and Lombard. Rock was riding a crest of popularity beyond his wildest dreams, but it hadn't come easy. He was born Roy Shearer, Jr., on November 17, 1925, in Winnetka, Illinois. He was a 5-year-old when his father, Roy Sr., abandoned the family. Several years later, Roy's mother, Kay, married Wallace Fitzgerald, who legally adopted him, but life didn't get easier. Wallace physically abused Kay and Roy. He escaped to the movies and secretly began to dream of becoming one of the most romantic figures on the screen. Kay divorced Wallace during Roy's junior year at New Trier High School, and he had to drop his after-school activities to help support his mother and himself. Awkward and shy, he never shared his secret ambitions.
Back in a small town, I could never freely say, I'm going to be an actor when I grow up, because that's sissy stuff. Nor did I enter the drama society or anything like that, because I was too busy and had to work all the time, so I couldn't do any form of extracurricular activity. I went to the Navy in World War II. I went back home for a summer, and I thought this place is not for me. Now is the time to do what I want to do. I did know one person in Los Angeles, my father, so I came out and stayed with him.
In Los Angeles, a friend suggested that Roy get some pictures made and take them around to the major studios. Only talent agent Henry Wilson showed any interest. He signed Roy on sight. Wilson had a talent for spotting and developing raw potential and was known for coining catchy names. Roy Fitzgerald became Rock Hudson.
I asked him once where he got the name, and he said, well, it was better than Jump or Click, which were the other two choices that he got. And I thought Click Hudson was pretty funny, but, you know, and that's how he looked at it.
Now, Rock never liked the name. He once joked that he had trouble pronouncing it, but it was the Hollywood way of doing things, and he wanted to become a star. Wilson introduced him to director Raoul Walsh, who took one look and growled, even if he can't do anything, he'll make good scenery. Walsh gave Rock a bit part in Fighter Squadron with Warner Brothers, and Rock flubbed one line 38 times. He took his mother, now living in Los Angeles, to see the picture. She told him to save his money. But Walsh recognized the special chemistry between Rock and the camera and signed him to a personal contract. Walsh couldn't get him work, so he sold the contract to Universal, who reimbursed him for Rock's acting lessons and capping his teeth. Signed by Universal in 1949, Rock joined the legendary studio contract system. In exchange for grooming and training to become an actor, the studio could use him in an unlimited number of pictures for a salary of $125 a week.
During that year, then I started going to class, going to diction lessons, learning how to lower my voice, learning anything I could. Because something within the Midwestern hick stupidity of mine told me that if you're going to do something, do it, and do it the best you can and learn. I knew that.
I don't know of any studio that had the great training opportunities that Universal offered. They had fencing lessons, boxing lessons, singing lessons, anything that you wanted to do to better yourself in the business.
Universal in those days was a wonderful studio. It wasn't the glamour studio that Metro or Fox little problem.
In Winchester 73, one of Rock's earliest speaking parts, he put his new training to use as a Hollywood Indian.
They are old, worn out. They are not the guns of which we spoke. This is gun I want.
During the first 3 years, he worked in 15 pictures, everything from one-scene walk-ons to more substantial parts. Rock was becoming an established leading man, the quintessential romantic hero, and learning how to act along the way.
Well, here this kid came along with no training, but he was working in this picture and that picture. He was playing, sometimes he played 3 different roles in one day.
You were like their family, and they just nursed you along.
The contract system for Rock and the volume of work that he did created his talent.
He got used to acting.
The America of the 50s was a land of traditional values and unbridled optimism. The post-war generation lived the good life. They didn't have a care in the world. And on screen, simple stories and glamorous stars reflected the national innocence. For Rock, those times and his growing career combined to make him a star when, finally, after 25 films, the studio decided he was ready for a major vehicle and cast him in Magnificent Obsession, opposite me. Rock was nervous, and I was so sympathetic, having been there myself.
It was the right vehicle at the right time and the right guy.
2 weeks before shooting began, I broke the telephone, surfing in an inner tube. And so I called the studio, panicked. Could have done Ruth's part, and it was a plum role and a great chance for advancement. So many people at the studio went to bat for him when he was executive wanted me to be replaced. And the head of the studio, Bill Getz, said, no, that part's for him, and he's going to do it. Nobody else. So I did it with a broken shoulder, never healed properly. And Janie Wyman, we do these love scenes. And here's where I had it, and the bone creaked, broken bone, make her sick. But she kept right on, we do this love scene, no problem. She got the shepherd.
I'm not only going to show you the town, I'm going to show the town you.
Wyman couldn't have been nicer. Janie knew that I was new, anxious, and nervous. And I'd go high, go over my lines, 30, 40 takes. She'd never say a word. Years later, I said to her, you really went out of your way, Jane, to be nice to me when you didn't have to. I want you to know that I do know that, and I appreciate it, and I love you for it. And thank you. She said, it was handed to me by somebody, and I handed it to you. And now it's your turn to hand it to somebody else.
And then he was a star. Now he was playing leading roles. And he still didn't know anything about acting. Later, he did learn to act, but he learned to act after he was a star.
Rock was now a hot property, and the studio kept him busy. On the set of Captain Lightfoot in Ireland, he found a few moments to relax. It was also his first time abroad, and he indulged in a European tour. Now, back home in America, he did his bit for Uncle Sam with a pitch for U.S. saving bonds.
Never seem to have enough time for all my Christmas shopping. The problem is easier this year because I'm giving more savings bonds than ever. I buy them regularly the whole year round because they're a good investment. If you want to say Merry Christmas in a very special way this year, give U.S. savings bonds.
He made the first of